It's time now for Guiding Your Home Financing Journey with John Schwab. You can join John as he addresses common concerns and questions regarding financing for the purchase of a home. John Schwab is Senior Loan Officer for First Centennial Mortgage. They're in Aurora with over 20 years in the industry. For more information, visit johnschwabmortgages.com. And John, good morning once again. How are things going?
Real good, Mike, and good morning, WSPY listeners, and thank you for tuning in.
John, what do we have on the show for today?
Mike, I'd like to talk about the APR on a home mortgage.
Okay.
As the spring real estate market starts to take off, I just wanted to remind everybody to look closely at the APR and not just the interest rate. I specialize in giving the most competitive rate and APR, and in this era of publishing rates, the dreaded points inflated costs are back, and they're casually included in the APR.
Okay, so people know interest rate. That's probably a relatively easy term to understand, but APR, maybe a little more info on that. You mentioned points, too. What are we talking about here?
Well, the government requires the lenders to disclose the APR whenever they quote a rate. And the APR is an acronym for the annual percentage rate. And the APR is showing you the cost of your loan as a percentage in correlation to the interest rate. Points, which are sometimes called discount points or even no points or labeled just as origination, is your cost for the loan. These are charges for a lower interest rate. And because everybody is focused on just the rate, the APR seems to fall by the wayside. And in my opinion, the extra points and excessive origination fees should be avoided. Rarely does a lower interest rate and higher closing costs provide a benefit, and it usually takes about 5.5 years to recover the points and the charges. This is good for the lender and not so good for the consumer. It restricts your benefit to refinance down the road at a lower rate if the rates happen to decrease a year or two after you close, as well as it could deplete your money, and it also could chew up the equity of your home. So I don't like to charge these at all and keep the originations at a minimum. Now, the newer first-time home buyers being taken advantage by the internet, and once I show them both options, 99% of them are going to go without the points and the charges.
Okay.
So please look at the APR. You have been given many choices with the interest rates, but please look at the APR when you are looking at the interest rate as well.
All right, so we know a little more about APR. What would you consider to be a good one?
One that is close to the interest rate as possible. Sometimes 0.25% seems harmless, but it could mean thousands of dollars spent unwisely. So please contact me. I'd really like to go over this with you. It's a very, very important part of the home buying purchase, and I think it's something that should be very much considered instead of just the interest rate. You have to look at both.
All right, and you are in Aurora. Where can folks find you?
Okay, we are located, our corporate headquarters are located just off of Orchard and Sullivan Road, and I'm old school. I would really like to meet you face-to-face, and purchasing or refinancing a home is one of the biggest financial decisions that you make. Let's make sure we do it the right way.
Yeah, face-to-face is always the best way to go, and John's ready to meet you and go over some of these details or any of the other things we've talked about on these segments. As we thank John for joining us again for Guiding Your Home Financing Journey. It's been brought to you by John Schwab of First Centennial Mortgage in Aurora. For more information about financing a home purchase, you can visit johnschwabmortgages.com. John Schwab, NMLS number 223945, First Centennial Mortgage in Aurora, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 132763, and Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee number MB0004239. John, thanks. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Mike.